Okay, guys, as far as injuries today, Trey Tomlinson, he will not participate. He'll be out for the game. Joe Noteboom will be limited. He'll be questionable. Puka, we're going to hold him out today. He's taking part in the mental stuff. He felt a little tightness in his hip, so we're going to be smart with him, but don't expect that to affect his status for the game. Ernest Jones was a little under the weather, so hopefully he'll be in good shape, but we kept him at home today, and that's kind of going around, but hopefully he'll be good to go. Don't expect anything to change his status. Those two will be listed as questionable, and then Aaron and Brian Allen will have rest days for veterans.
So you expect Puka to play?
I do, yep.
Tyrod Taylor, what's kind of been your experience going against him?
Experienced player, has done a lot of good things in this league. He's very dangerous in terms of his ability to create, the athleticism. But I think you see him, he's seen a lot of different things. I thought he did a good job coming in, giving them a spark last week. I remember just in some of the games that he's played earlier this year, it's down to the wire against the Bills, but he sees the field well. He can extend plays. He can make you pay with his mind, his arm, or his legs. And so we got to be ready to go, and it's going to be a great challenge. And it seems like we've played a lot of mobile quarterbacks that really can, make plays in the pocket, but then have the ability to extend plays where real dangerous things can happen. And he's certainly one of those guys, and it's going to be a good challenge for us. I do. Oh, yeah. Nothing's changed on that. It's just, with these things kind of going around this time of year, you just you want to make sure that he gets as healthy as quickly as possible, and that also you don't leave anybody else susceptible to it.
What have you learned about Ryan Wendell over working with him this last
year? I've always heard great things about him from afar, and then when you get with him, you can tell incredibly smart, refreshingly secure person. He's got a great mental toughness about himself. You can see from just his experiences as a player and as a coach, really well thought out. You can see he's got a great intuition, where he just thinks through things. He's got a really unique way of being able to communicate with a calm presence, but an urgency that guys respond. I think one of the coolest things you can say as a coach is you feel like when your players don't want to let you down. And I think because of how much he cares about them, how much he pours into them, how well he wants to see them do, and how he really handles trying to solve problems with them, really endears him to those guys. And I've been really fortunate, to be able to get him here. I think he's done a great job working alongside Zach Cromer, Nick Jones. Mike Munchak's obviously helped out a lot as well with that offensive line, but he's been awesome, Jordan. I've really enjoyed continuing to get to know the person, number one, but also what a special coach he is, how well he sees the game. And I think he uses his experiences both as a player and a coach. And he's, really conscientious and been really, really lucky to have him here.
There's such a range of personalities and experience levels in that room.
Yeah.
Him being a former player and a very specific personality, he seems like he can reach just about anybody.
There's no question. And there's so many intricacies that go on as it relates to the offensive line. Techniques, fundamentals, run game, pass protection, screen game, and he's got the ability to just really, I think one of the best things you can say is, all right, what's a way of giving clarity in the least amount of words? Just something that I struggle with. But he does a great job with that, and I think that really resonates. And I think it gives you a certain amount of credibility when you've been in those situations. You can see he was a former center. He understands the issues, and he and Coleman and Brian Allen, they've all kind of got a cool little fraternity amongst each other. But it's awesome. I love spending time in that room and just listening and watching him, and his way of being able to communicate not only with the players but also myself. I've really enjoyed it. It does. It feels like, and I think that's the most important thing, being able to go through it. I mean, it's a long season, the ebbs and flows, Sarah. I do think our guys are playing good football right now. Perfect? No, but that's never the case. And so I think there's a confidence that's been earned. I think they understand that humility is only a week away in this league. And so I love the way that they've approached every single day, understanding what a great opportunity that they've earned, to be playing meaningful football that gives you a chance to potentially extend your season. But I do think that they're playing, their best football right now, and that's exactly what we want.
When Ernest Chris misses a day, just like who are some other linebackers in that room that step up and have a voice?
Yeah, Troy Reeder and Christian Roseboom are the guys that would be able to step up. We've got a lot of different guys. Our safeties do such a great job of communicating, whether that's Jordan Fuller or John Johnson, Quentin Lake's ability to play all over. But, mainly Troy Reeder and Christian Roseboom assume, a little bit heavier responsibilities.
Do you feel like you guys are a team that nobody would want to play right now?
Yeah, I don't know about all that. I know this. We're going to try to do a great job of preparing and playing really well against the Giants on Sunday because that's our game. You see the narratives out there, but it's such a week-to-week, day-to-day thing. And so, been around this game long enough, to know that, hey, let's just continue to be where our feet are planted. Let's enjoy this journey that we're on, and let's not take anything for granted and make sure that we do a great job of trying to play our best football on Sunday.
In your younger days,
yeah.
And I know that's relative, but did you ever get caught up in that, looking ahead or, kind of getting out and, did you have to?
That was one of the things that served us fairly well early on. I found myself doing that a lot probably, when I was in Washington. And I think the ability to just almost have a good amount of, an unawareness or being a little bit naive to the surrounding parts other than just truly focusing on that. And I think you do have to be mindful of guarding against, not having your experience be a detriment sometimes. And sometimes it's being reminded of those foundational things of really, hey, let's just focus on pouring into these guys, doing the right things day in and day out, continuing to commit to our values and principles. And let's go play with a joy and see if we can do it the right way. And if that gives us a chance to get the result we want, then we're all feeling good about that.
If for some reason Jonah Boom can't go, what does that mean for the swing tackle or 6 offense?
Yeah, it would mean Warren would step up, but I do expect Joe to be able to go. I've been really appreciative of all the different things and the versatility that Joe has brought to our room. We've really looked at it as he's a starting player that can play guard or tackle. He gives us a luxury that a lot of teams don't have, and when he's played really good football, whether that be at guard or at tackle for us. And so he's pushing through just like he's done a lot of this year, and grateful for that. But I do expect him to be able to go unless something changes in the meantime.
I kind of want to get your thoughts on the relationship and the connections that Matthew has made with Cooper, Puka, DeMarcus. The connection seems to be there. Just give me your thoughts on that, why you think it's working out so well for him right now.
I think the first thing is, Maria, he's just got such a nice way about himself that, there's a natural dialogue that exists, and he's so approachable, even though everybody knows he's the man, he's the quarterback, but he's got such a nice humility, but also a confidence at which he carries himself that makes him approachable to have that kind of dialogue. And then, he loves competing, and I think he brings out the best in these guys. You're getting reps. Repetition is the mother of learning. They've gotten, more reps together. I think they're earning the right to play with some confidence, and they know that, hey, it's earned every single day. Want to continue to have that growth mindset, but it's all things that are encompassing to the way that he approaches the game, the person that he is. And that's why I think you've seen him elevate everybody that he's around, and why those guys they're certainly doing a great job, and we're really lucky to have them. But I think they are, beneficiaries of each other, both Matthew with them and then them with Matthew, certainly. And it's been fun to watch.
Could you kind of foresee that in the beginning of the season when you first started working with some of these guys with him?
I would say I'm not surprised, but it's been fun just to kind of immerse yourself in it and watch it organically grow. And, you mentioned those guys. He and Tutu have had a lot of good connections as well, and I thought that was illustrated early on. And, and he's going to make some plays for us, and he's going to be an important piece as we continue to go. We all know that. But I think the consistency at which he's approached it and how important it is to him, and just the natural leader that he is every day, I think it's something that you're excited to see it come to fruition, and you want to continue to see it, show itself on game days. But I would say not surprised, but certainly don't take it for granted. Okay? Thanks, guys.